Okay, see, my thing is you can't choose to be a civil society only when it suits your needs.
I'm actually a little bit surprised this hasn't happened more often to CEOs of healthcare companies in the US.
Insurance companies kill thousands of people because they denied them the coverage that they have been paying for.
Unfortunately, sympathy requires a prior authorization, and I have to deny that request.
Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. Today, I want to talk about something that's kind of been bugging me a little. And a lot of you may not agree, it might piss you off, but I'm saying what I'm saying. A few weeks ago, the CEO of United Healthcare, one of the largest health insurance providers in the US, which provides health insurance and Medicare to over 49 million Americans, was gunned down outside of a Manhattan hotel. The response from the majority of the public was good riddance. And while I don't know the man, I didn't know much about him until I researched it for this video. The sentiment carried by a portion of the public is, well, shameful. And it's part of this growing wave of hypocrisy and overall disregard for any human life that isn't part of your little camp. And I get it, healthcare sucks. A lot of policies and agencies created to help the public suck, but damn, how far have we fallen when we're always praising the death of someone like they were never a person, like they don't have a family, like they don't have kids, a wife, parents, like they won't be missed by someone. Death is tragic. It always is, even when it's just. And I don't want to come off as if I'm defending Brian as a person or United Healthcare. Brian was apparently being investigated by the Justice Department for insider trading and fraud. United Healthcare has a laundry list of issues, but somebody has to defend morality. I digress. Let's talk about it. Brian Thompson was 50 years old and he'd worked for United Healthcare for the past 20 years. He'd become CEO back in 2021. He was married and had two sons that were both high school aged. And I don't want to touch on the world of conspiracy around who killed him or why he was even killed, but why, or even better, who are these people that have been screaming death to the CEO and are ready to kill everyone involved in healthcare? If that's not throwing the baby out with the bathwater, I don't know what is.
I understand the frustration towards the industry, but to take Brian Thompson and make him the scapegoat for everything that you dislike about the industry or dislike about healthcare in the United States is sickening.
Social media is flooded with posts mocking his death, and deny, defend, depose has become the slogan for what they see as some form of vigilante justice.
I mean, it's a couple $1,000s a pop. I don't have insurance. I haven't worked in 3 years.
Tattoos of Luigi Mangione's face, over $180,000 raised for his defense fund, adoration for an alleged killer, with the spotlight now sparking conversation about health insurance reform.
Actors and comedians took jabs, even SNL got involved. Yes, healthcare costs entirely too much. Yes, they deny claims and people die. Yes, patient care sucks. And the whole industry is built on this cold calculation of profits instead of lives saved.
I wonder if you could tell me how expensive you think calling an ambulance out to your location is in America.
Okay, is there a price for that?
Yes.
Jeez, $100? $100?
$2.5 grand.
For what?
They billed our insurance company over $3 million for the cost of transplant. I don't know what people do without insurance.
I thought, what am I going to do? I've worked my whole life. Is this how my life is going to end?
Too many people can retell stories of doctors that didn't care, or tried to talk them out of procedures that would save their lives, or services based on how much they'll get from the insurance companies, rather than the best treatment. Way too many people die in this great country that shouldn't, because of greed. And when you get a diagnosis or a treatment plan, you turn to Google to see what else you can find. Because sadly enough, doctors have lost the public's trust that their only motivation is to help you. Now, too many of them are getting kickbacks from drug companies or looking to maximize their profits at your expense.
Overall spending on healthcare has doubled over the past 2 decades, reaching $8.5 trillion in 2019, which comes out to 9.8% of global GDP.
America spends more money per capita on healthcare than any other nation on Earth. You would think that this expenditure would guarantee the best care in the world. That is not the case. In fact, despite being the most expensive healthcare system on Earth, consuming over 16% of our GDP, it's one of, if not the least effective in the developed world. We spend over $10,000 per capita on healthcare, and not only is the quality of care subpar, we don't even cover everybody. Compare this to places like Germany, who pay drastically less per capita and guarantee coverage to all their citizens.
And yes, the healthcare industry has to bear some of the burden for that. I get it. But when you no longer care about people dying, you're just like them. United Healthcare has been on the wrong end of several legal battles, like underpaying physicians, antitrust issues, Medicare overbilling, and data security breaches. But let's be honest, this is a problem that the government should actually fix. And it's simple. Very simple, but your elected officials are greedier than anybody else. And until you remove that incentive, you're never gonna fix anything. Brian Thompson and CEOs like him are at best a symptom of the problem, not the problem. And all of them are absolutely not the same. It's like suddenly it's become chic to hate CEOs just because they're CEOs. And what's crazy is the people that really live their lives off of your backs, AKA politicians, are the ones that have really spurred the rallying cry for this anti-business, anti-CEO, anti-whatever campaign. The Bernie Sanders and the AOCs and Marjorie Taylor Greens of the world. They scream about corporate greed and rile up the public while they are responsible for legislation to fix the same problems they're screaming about. How about we remove the financial incentive from medicine altogether? Doctors need to be highly skilled and highly trained, so they should be paid well. But medicine should not have a profit as its motivation. You want to stick your little government fingers into something? Stick it into healthcare to make it the best, highest quality system in the world. No one should simply die just because they couldn't afford a cure that already exists. But killing leaders of public companies is not the answer. Our elected officials fixing this broken system is the answer. That's literally their job, and you pay them for it. CEOs of public companies are there to make money. That's their job. It's the government's job to regulate industries. And healthcare is certainly an industry that should be regulated. Now, some people will complain about lobbyists and how much these companies pay to ensure their agendas are represented in Capitol Hill. But officials could get rid of lobbying today, but they won't, because that means they'll get rid of all of their free money.
You have the companies that are in the politicians' pocket, and the politicians are in the insurance companies' pocket, so they benefit off of each other.
Yeah. All right, so what you got is the drug companies that charge you the highest prices in the world for prescription drugs. By far, it's an issue we've been working on with some success. Top 10 companies made over $100 billion last year, 100 billion. Insurance companies making enormous sums of money. So the system is working very well for the people who own the system, drug companies and insurance companies, medical equipment suppliers, etc. Is obviously not working for the American people.
So applauding the death of a CEO while simultaneously supporting the officials that haven't made one change in the policies that are actually killing people is what the real tragedy is. Anyway, that's all I have on this for today. If you like this video or like my channel, don't forget to, like, share, subscribe, all that stuff. And I will see you guys next time. Oh yeah, Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year.